From that day on, Jack made sure to always keep his promises. So, what did you think of this story, Anna? Did you understand most of it? Well, I understood the general idea. Jack promised to help Sarah, but something happened and he didn't help her. Then Sarah got mad that he lied. I understood that part, but there were some words or phrases I didn't quite get. Like came up. What exactly happened to Jack? Also, Lady lied. I'm not sure what that means either. You got the main idea, which is great. And it's totally normal not to understand everything the first time. That's what we were here for. Let's go over those phrases together. After we talk about them, I'll tell you the story again, and I'm sure it will make a lot more sense. Does that sound good? Yes, that sounds really helpful. I'm excited to learn what those phrases mean because I feel like I hear them a lot in conversations or on TV. You're right. They are really common in everyday English. So once you learn them, you'll finally hear them more often and they'll start to feel natural for you. Let's start with came up. In the story, Jack promised to help Sarah, but then something came up. Do you have any guess what that might mean? I'm not sure. Does this mean that something happened that stopped him from helping Sarah? Like an emergency or something unexpected? Exactly, you're on the right track. Came up means something unexpected happened. It's like when you plan to do something, but then suddenly another situation or event appears, and you have to deal with that instead. For example, if you're planning to meet a friend but get a call from work, you might say, sorry, something came up and I can't make it. Ah, I see. So it's like an excuse for when you can't do what you original plan. That makes sense now. I probably hear it in movies or TV shows and didn't really get the context. Yes, exactly. It's used a lot in casual conversations. Now, can you try to use came up in a sentence? Sure, let me think. Okay, I was going to visit my grandparents yesterday, but something came up at work and I had to stay late. Perfect. That's a great sentence. You really understand it now. Let's move on to the next one. Let someone down. In the story, Jack let Sarah down. What do you think that means? I think I know this one. It means he disappointed her right, like he didn't do what he promised, so she was upset. Exactly. When you let someone down, it means you didn't meet their expectations or you didn't keep a promise and they feel disappointed. It's a phrase we use when someone we care about is counting on us and we don't follow through. Have you ever felt like someone let you down? Yes, definitely. I had a friend who had promised to help me with a project, but when the day came, they didn't show up. I felt really let down because I was depending on them. That's a perfect example. We have all been in situations like that. Now, can you make a sentence with let someone down. Okay, how about this? I told my brother I helped him study for this exam, but I was too tired and I let him down. Great job! That's a really good sentence. Now let's talk about the last straw. Sarah said that Jack's behavior was the last straw. Do you have an idea of that might mean? I think it means something like she was already upset about other things, but this was the final thing that made her really mad. Exactly. The last straw is the final problem in a series of events that makes someone lose their patience. It's like someone can deal with a few mistakes or issues, but then there's one last thing that pushes them over the edge. Have you ever had a situation where something was the last straw for you? Oh, yes. I was having a terrible day last week. First, I missed the bus. Then I forgot my lunch at home. But the last straw when was I got home and I realized I lost my keys. I was so frustrated. That's a good example. Sometimes small problems build up and then one more thing happens and it's just too much. Now that you know what this means, can you use the last straw in a sentence? Sure. My boss asked me to work late again, and that was the last straw. I couldn't take it anymore. Fantastic sentence. Now let's move on to let this slide. Sarah told Jack, I'm not letting this slide. What do you think let this slide means? I'm not really sure about this one. Does it mean she's not going to ignore what happened? Like, she's not going to pretend it didn't bother her? Exactly. When you let something slide, it means you ignore a problem or let it go without making a big deal about it. But when Sarah said, I'm not letting this slide, it means she wasn't going to ignore Jack's behavior this time. She had forgiven him before, but this time she couldn't. Have you ever let something slide? Yes, sometimes. Like my friend forgot to take me back. I let it slide because it wasn't a big deal, but if it keeps happening, I wouldn't let this slide anymore. That's a perfect example. Now can you make a sentence with let it slide? My coworker was late to the meeting, but I let it slide because he had a good reason. Excellent. You really understood all these phrases. But teacher, there's one more phrase I didn't understand. Make it up. When Jack said he would make it up to Sarah, was that mean? That's a great question. To make it up to someone means to do something nice or helpful for someone because you did something wrong or disappointed them before. It's like fixing your mistakes by doing something to show you're sorry. For example, if you forget a friend's birthday, you might say, I'll make it up to you by taking you out to dinner. Does that make sense? Oh, I see. So it's like a way to apologize and make things better? Exactly. It's about making someone feel better after you let them down. Can you try making a sentence with make it up? I forgot my sister's birthday, so I make it up to her by buying her a special gift. Perfect. That's exactly how you use. Great job. Now that we've gone over the vocabulary, let's go through the story again, and I'm sure you'll understand everything much better this time. Yes, I'm ready to hear it again. I feel more confident now. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack. Jack had a close friend, Sarah, and they touched each other. One day, Jack promised to help Sarah with her homework after school. However, something came up. His friends invited him to play football. Jack thought, I'll help Sarah later, so he decided to join the game. After playing for hours, he completely forgot about Sarah. The next day, Sarah was upset. Jack had let her down by not keeping his promise. She didn't say anything right away, but this time she was the last straw for her. She had forgiven Jack before, but she couldn't let it slide anymore. Sarah went up to Jack and said, You promised to help, but you didn't. This is the last time I'm letting this slide. Jack realized he had made a big mistake. He apologized and promised to make it up for her. From that day on, Jack always kept his promises to Sarah. So, Anna, how was the story this time? Wow, it was so much clearer. I understood everything, especially the part where Jack let Sarah down, and when Sarah said it was the last straw. The phrases really helped me understand the whole situation better. I'm so glad to hear that you did an amazing job today. Understanding phrases like came up, let someone down, the last straw, and let it slide will definitely help you in everyday conversation. How do you feel about using these phrases now? I feel much more confident. I will try to use them when I speak to friends or even in my writing. It's good to know these common expressions because I hear them a lot in movies and shows. That's exactly right. The more you practice them, the more natural you become. Keep working on using these phrases in your daily life, and you'll be speaking more fluent in no time. Thank you so much. This lesson was really helpful. I'm going to practice these phrases for sure. You're really welcome, Anna. I'm proud of your progress. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.